So, you keep dating the same person. I mean, not literally the same person, that would be stalking, but like the same type of person. Different face, same emotional damage. Different name, same commitment issues. Different job, same ability to make you question your entire existence at 2 a.m. And here's the kicker, you know they're bad for you. Your friends know, your therapist knows, even your mom knows, and she thinks everyone is nice. But you keep going back, like a moth to a flame, except the flame is texting 3 other moths and gaslighting you about it. Stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly why your brain is working against you and how to finally break this cycle.
All right, real talk. You're not attracted to toxic people because you love drama. You're attracted to them because toxicity feels like home. I know that sounds like a Pinterest quote, but hear me out. When you were a kid, your brain learned what love looks like based on your early experiences. Maybe your parents' love was conditional, maybe one parent was emotionally unavailable, maybe love in your house came with yelling, inconsistency, or having to earn affection by being perfect. So your brain created a template. And that template said, yes, this is what love feels like. Love is unpredictable. Love is having to work really hard for crumbs of affection. Fast forward to adulthood. You meet someone who's emotionally available and consistent. And your brain is like, this doesn't match the template. This feels weird, boring even. But then you meet someone who's hot and cold, someone who gives you just enough attention to keep you hooked, but not enough to feel secure, and your brain lights up. Ding, 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 this is love, baby! Except it's not love, it's familiarity, and your brain literally cannot tell the difference.
Now, let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain, because this is where it gets wild. When you're in a toxic relationship, your brain becomes a literal drug addict, and the drug? Intermittent reinforcement. It's the same psychological principle that makes slot machines addictive. You don't win every time, but you win sometimes, and that randomness makes your brain obsessed. In a healthy relationship, you get consistent love. It's predictable, it's stable, but your brain doesn't get that dopamine spike because there's no uncertainty. But in a toxic relationship, your brain is on a roller coaster. Monday, they're texting you paragraphs, dopamine spike. You feel amazing. Tuesday, they're distant and cold. Your brain freaks out. Anxiety floods your system. Wednesday, they breadcrumb you with a miss you text at 11 p.m. Boom, dopamine hit. Thursday, they ignore you. Anxiety through the roof. Friday, amazing date night. Massive dopamine. You feel like you won the lottery. This cycle creates the same neurological pattern as cocaine addiction. I'm not being dramatic. Studies have shown that brain activity in toxic relationships looks similar to drug addiction. You're not chasing love. You're chasing the next hit of dopamine. You're a junkie, and toxic people are your dealer.
Now we need to talk about trauma bonding, because this is why you can't just get over it. Trauma bonding is when you form an intense attachment to someone who hurts you. Here's the cycle. Phase 1, love bombing. They come on strong, super intense, super romantic. They're talking about the future after 1 week. You're thinking, wow, this is amazing. Wrong. This is the trap. Phase 2, devaluation. Suddenly they switch. They become critical, distant, or mean. You're confused. What happened? You start working harder to get back to phase 1. Phase 3, intermittent reinforcement. Just when you're about to leave, they give you a taste of phase 1 again. A sweet text, a genuine apology, just enough hope. And you stay, because your brain is now bonded to them through this cycle of pain and relief. This is why trauma bonds are stronger than regular relationships. People say, just leave. But you can't just leave a trauma bond. It's chemically, neurologically binding. You're not weak. You're fighting against your own brain chemistry. Let's go deeper. Why do you keep choosing toxic people in the first place? Core wounds. A core wound is a deep emotional injury from your past that you're unconsciously trying to heal through relationships, except you can't heal it that way. The abandonment wound. If you experienced abandonment as a kid, you're attracted to emotionally unavailable people. Your wounded inner child thinks, if I can make this person stay, I'll finally heal. But you can't. You're trying to rewrite your childhood and it doesn't work. The I'm not good enough wound. If love was conditional growing up, where you had to be perfect to be loved, you pick partners who are critical and demanding, because that feels like love to you. Love is something you have to earn. When someone just loves you for who you are, that feels fake, too easy. So you pick people who make you jump through hoops because that matches your blueprint. You're not looking for love. You're looking for confirmation of your deepest fears about yourself.
Here's another reason you stay. You're not in love with the actual person. You're in love with the potential of who they could be. You met the good version during love bombing, so you keep thinking, if I just love them hard enough, they'll go back to being that person. They will not. That person you fell in love with was a preview, a trailer. It wasn't the full movie. Here's the truth bomb. The person you're with right now is the real person. The version you fell in love with was the mask, the bait. You're in a relationship with a fantasy, and you're rejecting reality because it doesn't match the story in your head.
So how do you actually break this cycle? Step 1, grieve the fantasy. Mourn the relationship you wanted, not the one you had. This is real loss. Honor it, but accept the fantasy is dead. Step 2, go no contact. Not low contact, no contact. Block them everywhere. Every time you have contact, you're giving your brain another hit. You cannot detox while still using. Step 3, rewire your brain. Your brain has been running on chaos. Teach it what safety feels like through therapy, healthy routines, and relationships with stable people. Yes, it'll feel boring at first. That's your brain lying to you. Step 4, do the inner work. Heal those core wounds. Learn that you're worthy of love without earning it. That consistency isn't boring, it's sacred. This takes time, therapy, and brutal honesty. Step 5, change your picker. Red flags you used to ignore, walk away immediately. Love bombing? Run. And when you meet someone stable and it feels boring, stay anyway. Let your nervous system learn that boring is safe. You're not broken. You're not stupid. You're not unlovable. You're just running old programming, and programming can be rewritten. You don't need them to change. You need you to change, and you absolutely can. If this video called you out, hit that like button. Subscribe for more honest psychology content. And remember, you deserve love that doesn't hurt. Now, go block your ex.